So we meet again with the round eyes slash deep set eyes series at this point. I did a few videos on round eyes and deep set eyes in the past, and you seem to enjoy them the most out of my videos. A lot of people commented how they found the videos so useful, how I have the same eye shape as them and it helps them out a lot. And somebody requested recently that I do a smoky eye for rounded deep set eyes. So that's what we're going to do today. You can search on my page, I have tons of videos on rounded eyes and on deep set eyes as well. Today is going to be a little bit of a mix. And we're going to do a smoky eye. I'm going to do it in my old-fashioned style. I'm going to do one eye that's going to emphasize the roundness and actually the deep setness of my eyes, I believe. And one eye that is going to look a little bit more extended, so you can choose for yourself which technique you like best. Last month it was my birthday and I got gifted this Revolution palette that I never got the chance to use. It has a lot of warm tone neutrals in it. How do I open this thing? Oh, it's sealed. Sorry. Oh, okay. So here is the inside of the palette. This is called the Iconic Fever in the Reloaded range, I believe. So yeah, it has a lot of pretty tones. It has transitions, it has deep tones. I think this is going to work for today's smoky eye. So it's going to be like a brown smoky eye. Okay, this one is going to be my rounded eye. And this one is going to be my extended cat eye. Let's just do that. Not that it matters or anything, but like, I don't know. So rounded eyes means that basically my eyes are pretty rounded in shape. They're not extended, they're not almond shaped. I don't know how to explain it, they're just round. My lash line kind of goes up like that. It kind of creates a very rounded shape. Also my upper lash line again is very rounded. And a deep set eye means that I have a very prominent crease. My eye is basically pushed back into my socket. This brow bone is pushed forward, the eye socket is pushed backwards. That creates a very sharp line here in my crease. Usually how people do smoky eyes is that they place a very dark shadow directly on their lids, which I am going to do on my rounded eye, but I find it to be pretty unflattering on deep set eyes because obviously if the eye socket is pushed back into the head, it creates some kind of a darkness on the lids. You can't really tell right now because I have concealer on my lid, so it kind of brightens things up. But usually my lid is pretty dark because it is pushed backwards. So I usually avoid using very dark colors directly on my lid. But we're going to do it today just for the demonstration. So let me just pick the darkest shade of the palette, which is this brown here. And for my rounded eye, I'm going... Oh, this was my rounded eye. For my rounded eye, I'm going to use a flat and fluffy brush at the same time, something like this. So I'm going to pick it up on my brush. I'm going to have to dust off the excess because obviously my face makeup is done. And I don't know how this palette performs either. You know what, I'm going to do the other way around because I have my hair here and you can't really see the extension that I'm going to create. So this is going to be my rounded eye and this is going to be my extended eye. Not that it matters. So how people do a smoky eye is they usually place dark shadows right here. I'm going to basically follow my natural lid shape. So I'm going to apply the shadow up to my crease. This is pigmented. This is not going to turn into a review of this palette. I will try. Okay, I zoomed you a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing better. I'm applying the most concentration of the pigment at the base of my lashes and I'm kind of fading it upwards. I want to be able to blend it in my crease. Let me just pick a little bit more of that and I'm going to apply it all over my lower lash line as well. At the base of my lashes. As you can see, it's already a huge difference. This makes my eyes so much more rounded. I'm going to use this shade in the corner to blend out this brown. This is a Morphe 506 brush and I'm going to place it above the previous shade and kind of do circular motions to blend this out. I think I will need an in-between shade as well. And again, I'm blending upwards in my crease. I'm kind of stopping the application right here. And same for my bottom lid. I have baby hairs growing, they're so annoying. Yeah, I definitely do need an in-between shade here. I will reach for this medium brown to apply as an in-between shade, because there's a very harsh line between the shades right now. My brush is another Morphe 506. I'm just going to place the shadow right in my crease. Okay, it's a little bit warmer, it's beautiful. This is my crease brush again, and I'm really blending, really blending things out. I'll try not to get my mirror into the frame, but it's pretty hard. So I'm actually just blending upwards. As you can see, my eyeshadow kind of stops here. I will need to re-intensify the dark brown a little bit. So I'm just going to pick that up, because I did a lot of blending and a lot of it has faded. Just gently tapping it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to reach for a black. I feel like this is deep enough for me. To finish it off, I'm going to apply a brown pencil on my waterline, just so it looks a little bit more tied together. This is the Sephora Collection 12-Hour Contour in the shade Tiramisu. It's just a brown eye pencil, which I'm going to place right on my waterline here. And also underneath the base of my lashes. I'm not going to do a wing liner. I personally don't really like wing liners with smoky eyes. I feel like we spend so much time blending that applying a graphic line right now would ruin everything. But I do have a separate video on eyeliner for rounded eyes. I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen. I applied a bit of mascara so you can see the finished product. So this is just a classic smoky eye. I feel like most people do smoky eyes like this. And for my rounded shade, this is me working with what I have and basically enhancing what I have. Enhancing the roundness in my eyes, also makes them look a little bit more deep set in my opinion. It just pushes the eye backwards even more, and also it makes my eye look a little bit bigger since it enhances the roundness in my eyes. They look even more rounded, even more open. Since I have rounded eyes, I usually like creating a more extended eye shape, kind of working against my eye shape, which is not really enhancing the roundness in my eyes, but it's making it look more almond shaped, a little bit more elongated. So we're going to start with the same darkest shade of the palette. I'm going to use the same brush as well. The darkest shadow is going to go on my outer corner of the eye. I will be looking ahead and creating a little extension of my eye. Basically what I would do with the wing liner. I want to try and create kind of a line that's parallel to the ground. Not really a line because it's eyeshadow, but something like that basically. But I'm going to be bolder and extend it even more. If you don't want it to look too extreme, you can blend it up to the end of your brow basically. I'm just going to create a little extension on my lower lash line as well, so just in my outer corner. And I will be connecting it to the top part in my outer corner and create a triangle shape here. And you can extend it as much as you like. So I usually just stop kind of here, and then you can start blending a little bit, just gently tapping the edges of the shadow so I can create a little bit of an initial blend. The difference is already there. Okay, let's start blending this. I'm going to pick the medium brown again, on the same brush actually. And instead of blending upwards like I did here, I'm going to blend outwards. So I'm going to blend the edges of the shade but extend it in my outer corner instead of going up. And I also like lifting it a little bit here. So I'm creating kind of like an ascended eye shape. I picked up a little bit more of that shade and I'm going to blend it on the lower lash line as well. Again, keeping it pretty much in my outer corner. I can blend it a little bit towards the center of my lower lash line, but I want the darkest shadow to be in my outer corner. I'm creating a little bit of a gradient, starting from the darkest shades, blending towards the lightest shades in the middle of the eye. I'm doing little tiny circular motions. That's going to help me blend out the shades. Then I'm going to use the transition shade in the corner again. And I'm just going to place it the same way, a little bit higher, and blending outwards. I have created a little bit of a tilted eyeshadow shape here, so I'm starting thin here and thick in my outer corner. It creates a nice tilt to the eye. It lifts my outer corner and also extends my eye. Also applying it on the lower lash line here, I can bring it all the way to my inner portion because it's such a light color. And this one I can really extend in my other corner. Usually I like connecting this light eyeshadow to my temple contour. I'm doing a little extension here. And I picked up a little bit more, and I'm also going to run it along my crease. Basically a little bit higher than my crease, because my crease is pushed back into my head. You can't really see it, but I'm just going to place it a little bit above it. Mainly on this brow bone here, to kind of push it backwards a little bit. But I'm keeping it mainly in the outer half of my eye, again, for that extended eye shape. I'm just going to fade whatever is left on my brush into the inner portion. It's not going to be a lot of shadow there. Because of my deep set eyes, I don't really like dark shadows right here. As you can see, this area is already a little bit dark because it's pushed back into my head. So usually I try to avoid placing dark shadows there, and just keep them in the outer corner of my eye. And again, I'm going to need to intensify this outer corner because I blended so much. So I'm going to pick up the dark brown again and just gently tap it to bring back the intensity. On my lid, I'm going to keep the colors pretty light again, so it pushes my lid forward and kind of works against my deep set eyes. Like I said, naturally I do have a lot of darkness there, so I try to apply a lot of light on my lids to work against that. I usually use shimmers, but since my other eye is matte, I'm going to keep it matte for today. I think I'm going to grab this shade. No, actually I'm going to grab this shade. I would normally grab this shimmer here, but we're going to keep it matte. Again, I'm going to use a flat fluffy brush. This is a Makeup Addiction medium shader. And I'm going to tap that all over my lid. Basically just so it has a little something on it. I could leave the concealer like this, that would be fine for me. But at the same time, I kind of want it to look a little bit more finished. I'm gonna have to blend here a little bit more, so I'm going to pick up my transition again and use it as an in-between shade between my lid shade and my outer corner. I picked up the brush that I used to apply the darkest shade with no additional product on it. I'm just helping to blend things out. Okay, the pencil. I'm going to keep it on my outer corner of my waterline, so just applying it here, and also I'm going to apply it underneath my lashes. A thing that I like to do, I'm not going to do it today, but it really helps extending the eye, is doing a little wing in the inner corner of the eye, because it will extend the eye on both sides mainly. You already have an extension in your outer corner, you are going to create an extension in your inner corner, and the whole eye is going to look very extended. I explained that in my eyeliner video that I mentioned before, so make sure to check that out as well. Okay, I applied mascara on this eye as well, and this is the difference. I feel like it's absolutely huge. For me, this is the kind of eye look that I go for on a day-to-day basis. Probably I would tone down the colors a little bit for an everyday look, or not, it depends on the day. But if you want it to be a little bit more everyday, you can just use lighter colors and just place the colors in the same way. Same for this eye. Again, you can use lighter colors if you want to make it everyday appropriate. I am blown away at how placement can really change your eye shape. Let me know what you think. I want to know what side do you prefer. Let's just do a little bit of that. Very rounded, very deep set. Not rounded nor deep set. And it's the same eye. What I wanted to say that every eye shape can benefit from playing around with shapes like this, not just rounded eyes. Regardless of the eye shape that you have, I suggest you go play around with looks like this. This can make your eyes look a little bit more rounded, while this can make your eyes look a little bit more extended. So if you have almond eyes, for example, maybe you want them to look a little bit more round for some reason, go try something like this. So go play around with your makeup and figure out what you like. Makeup is fun. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm going to have to see how I can remove one of my eyes, because tonight I'm going to go out probably, and I don't want to go out looking like this, even though it's a look. It's a vibe, right? Hope you're having the most amazing day ever, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!